Did you hit the send? I'll tell you.
I'm not doing anything now. I'm on.
I'm waiting. It's thinking. Uh-oh, it's thinking. Yours does say going?
Yep.
Mine does not. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, Roger.
Somebody just said hi from Wisconsin.
Okay, I'm not seeing that. Yours is.
We're probably live right now.
Probably, but it's not showing up on here, and this is a problem. If everybody can hear me, please give us one more second. We are working on a technical glitch. Be right there. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a rosé kind of day. Hi, my name is Gina, and I am here with Robbie G. How's everybody? Good?
Welcome.
Excellent.
Beautiful
Excellent.
Sunday evening in
Yes,
San Diego.
It is. And if there is, could this be a better day for a rosé?
It could not be a better
It could not
day.
be a better day for a rosé.
Perfection.
We're going to start with the most important thing, and that is a cheers to everyone out there. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy this little. We're just going to go really casual today, right, Rob?
Absolutely.
Tell everybody a little bit about rosé, what little cheeses we have on the plates today, and kind of take it from there. And we're going to have lots of ambient noise because we're outside, not cooped inside. And we'll just yell louder and send us your questions. We'll try to answer them, and we'll go from there.
Live from
Awesome.
downtown San Diego.
Live, yep. Cheers.
Okay.
Where should we begin, Rob? A little bit about rosé, I guess, in general. Why did we pick rosé?
A little bit about rosé and a little bit about what you have in front of you and how it's going to work. So we have 4 cheeses, but everybody should have some rosé. And if you got your rosé from us, you most likely got a Greek rosé, and it is a blend. There's a couple of grapes, and they were grapes that I didn't know much about, but they're native to mainland Greece. The wine that we had is from a little island called Kefalonia, and that's in the Ionian Islands. That's off the west coast of Greece. But a couple just general notes about rosé. Rosé means pink in French, and so if you're speaking French or English, you're going to call it rosé. If you're speaking Italian or Spanish, you're going to call it rosado. And it's really kind of a generic, all-encompassing name for the wine because it could be sparkling. It can come from anywhere in the world. It can come from all kinds of different grapes. It's just the name comes from the color of the wine itself, which is that pink, rosé color.
Exactly.
The word rose means pink. Rosé with the accent means it's been pinked. It's
been pinked.
I
want to be
pinkish
roséed.
in color. Yes, we're all going to be rosé tonight.
If I stay like this, I will get roséed. Yeah.
And of course, the color just comes from the contact with the skin of the grape, and it just depends on how long they're in contact, and of course the varietal, because some are lighter and some are darker than others.
Because I'd read, I think some people think that you can get rosé by mixing red wine and white wine. But that's not true, right?
That is true of sparkling wine. So champagne
Okay.
I think it's the only type of wine that can be made into roséed by blending.
Okay.
Other than that, it's just contact with
the
skin.
skins. Because what was super cool that I had learned too is that from all grapes, the juice that comes out of it's white. So the only way that it gets color is from the skins. Even in the case of red wines, it's just the skins are in there longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And typically it's served chilled, and it's perfect for a sunny Sunday afternoon. Especially in a place like San Diego. If you're in Wisconsin, it's okay too to have rosé.
Yes, hi from Wisconsin. Hi in Wisconsin, I should say.
Is there any cheese in Wisconsin? I don't know.
I don't know. Is there cheese in Wisconsin? That'll be another topic, another
Yes.
day perhaps. You know what else? Okay, so like Rob said, most of you got a wine called Notes, which was a Greek rosé. And then some of you got one called Unruly, which is a California rosé. And what's interesting is that while there's slight differences, most of the time what you're going to get is the like kind of strawberry melony type flavors, and that's what I really think that I always pick up in a rosé, which makes it so good for that summer feeling. Today I'm feeling a little bit watermelony too. I don't know, sometimes like that kind of a melon, but my understanding is that if you get an old world rosé like Provence, France, that's the hub of rosés.
Southern
in the world,
France.
right? Southern France.
For sure.
Those will be the driest. So if that's what you're after, go for something old world, European in style, right? More sweeter everywhere else in the world.
And thank you to Carol, who I believe sent a documentary about the rosé from Southern France, which I have not had a chance to watch it, but tonight that will be probably my viewing.
Very good.
I wanted to make a comparison too, because I talked about the name and where the name comes from for rosé, and I always like to compare wine to cheese, and I like to talk about names and etymology and the reason for names, and it reminded me of why we call blue cheese blue cheese. If you're wondering why we call blue cheese, it's because it's the color blue.
Rosé?
So it's not named for like a town named Blue or a guy named Blue. It's because it is the color blue because of the mold that's injected into the cheese. But the reason I bring it up, and because it makes me think of comparisons, blue cheeses range. They can be any type of milk. They can be goat, cow, sheep, buffalo. They can be mixed milk. They can come from anywhere in the world. And so similarly, rosé can come from anywhere in the world. It can be sparkling. It can be still. It can be all different types of grapes. It could be a blend. It's just the color of the wine. So it's really, really general, really broad. But blue cheese, I mean, the less bluing in the cheese, the milder the cheese is going to be. The more blue in the cheese, the stronger it's going to be.
I think it's the same in rosés. The lighter the pink,
That's a good question.
the lighter the rosé.
I'm not sure.
The tinge, yeah. I heard that it was the different grapes. Where Pinot Noir is really a popular grape for a lot of rosés. The grape plays a part, and then how long the skins are in there.
How long they're in contact.
All good. That's what we have to say about the rosé. And you know what I've heard?
What have you heard? What have you heard?
Real men drink pink.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's my line. So
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. What's the first cheese we have today?
Okay, the first cheese is called Queso Leonora, as we get a little close-up on it. The cheese, Queso Leonora is a Spanish goat's milk cheese, and it's got a little bit of rind. We also have a similar cheese called Boucherondan, which is a goat cheese. So you have either or, but they're very similar in texture, in age, in flavor profile. I'll talk about the Queso Leonora. That's what I have on my plate. And the Queso Leonora is from Leon. It's kind of breaking up here. It's from Leon in Spain. And this is a cheese that is named for its region. Queso Leonora means cheese from Leon. Boucherondan, which is the kind of the French version of the same cheese, or maybe the Queso Leonor is a Spanish version of the Boucheron, however you want to look. Depends where you're from, I guess. But Boucherondan means log, or because it's a log-shaped cheese. But they are 100% goat's milk. They both ripen from the outside in. The rind and the outer portion are kind of stinky and strong. If you got your Queso Leonora from Del Mar, it's super, super strong. That's where mine is from. If you got it from Mission Hills, it's a little bit younger, therefore it's a bit milder. And the Boucheron is a bit milder right now. Really tangy, really kind of like fresh, sour, really traditional pairings with rosé, with chilled wines like a rosé that have some acidity and some sweetness.
So those chefs, essentially, right, Rob, are just so great with the rosé, that freshness. Fresh wine with a little fresh cheese.
Yeah. And chev means goat in French. So younger chevs. These are, when I say young, I'm talking about, younger than a couple months old, a couple weeks to a couple months. And we do have aged goat cheeses, Goudas, and other types of cheeses that are made with goat's milk and aged for 6 months and up. But these are on the younger end.
All right, hold on 1 second up there. I'm having some people sending messages that they're having trouble getting in. So give me just a second, because I'm seeing the messages and I'm seeing that we're streaming, but I understand we're having an issue. Be right there.
Just drink more wine. So we're going to have, and I'll just kind of talk about how it's all going to break down and some other things that are on the plate while Gina's working on that. So we're going to have 4 cheeses, and the idea here is to always taste in order. We try to taste in order of strength. So we always say mild to wild. That's a good way and a catchy way to remember it. We're going to taste the various milk types. So we've got a goat, and we're going to go into sheep, and then we're going to taste a couple cow's milk. And we threw all kinds of fun accoutrements on your plates as well. So everybody should have some rosé jelly that is actually made by our resident chef, Sarah, who's our manager up in the Del Mar shop. And then, of course, dried fruit to play around with, just to give you a little bit of sweet to go against the salty, savory of the cheese. Everyone will have chocolate, and we threw all kinds of fun different chocolates, so it's a surprise. It's a wild card on the chocolate. I think I have a Chocopology bar that looks like a s'mores bar from Connecticut, and some nuts and other fun things as well. So we'll walk you through that in a moment.
Let's wait for just a minute, okay? I'm going to try one last thing, everybody. We're going to try to do a quick restart, so please hold, sip your wine. Start with the Chev, the really white ones. Be right back. Let's wait for just a sec. Robin and whisk in it.